Hi there, my name is Kay Moon, and this is a astrology update for the June 3rd new moon in Gemini. The twin flames new moon, I love it. Gemini rules the sign of the twins, and we've already had the divine masculine's new moon in Aries and the divine feminine's new moon in Taurus. This is the twin flame new moon. So, very exciting times. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up if you're loving the content. This way, it'll help the video get circulated to people who need to hear the messages. I really appreciate that. So, here's our new moon here at 12 degrees Gemini. You can see that sun moon conjunction. And I love the placement of it. So, for a couple of reasons. There's, oh my gosh, so many things to say, so many thoughts. One mouth. Let's see if I can get it all out. I love the placement of it because of the fixed stars that it's attached to. And I also love the placement of it because of the Sabian symbol of the 12th degree of Gemini. And I'm going to show you those in a moment because I think they're significant to this particular moment of hope and optimism. But I also love in this chart the symbol of the divine feminine, Juno, conjunct the North Node. This Juno asteroid also represents partnership, and this is just bringing everyone's focus on the planet right now toward partnership that creates nurturing for our families and our homes and allows us to feel anchored and grounded. So with that energy there's definitely a draw to the divine feminine at this time. Divine feminines, you may be noticing that there are other masculine energies around you, if not your divine masculine. I see this Mars continuing to hang out here. There's just other masculine energies around you. Enjoying your energy, enjoying your growth, enjoying your newfound softness. The divine feminine went through quite a bit last year and the year prior with the transits that hit that asteroid. And now she's in a very different place. And that light can be seen by more than just the divine masculine. So if your divine masculine has reached out or looked to make a little bit of contact, or perhaps maybe your divine masculine has been more in your energy, on your mind. There's a reason for that. You're on your divine masculine's mind. Your energy is in his field. And that goes both ways, whether you're male or female bodied or gendered at this time. It's just the energy that you predominantly are working with. So if your divine masculine has not reached out, but you're just sensing him heavily, this is why your light as a divine feminine is potent at this time. And the energy of this chart is one of a highly potentiated state. So we have only two symbols here in a fixed sign, and that's significant. That means that everything else, all other placements, are immutable signs. Mutable signs being transformation, the energy to be able to become what the situation calls for, or in signs of cardinality. And cardinal signs are all about initiations, new beginnings. These two symbols, Uranus and Venus being in the fixed sign of Taurus, are bringing change to the ways that we do value, love, money, but specifically change to the kinds of things we may be attracted to as it pertains to our self-esteem, as it pertains to our body, as it pertains to what we're trying to create in order to have stability in our lives. So this new moon is about starting to explore those things. So for many twin flames, this is a moment where they've done a lot of work, and this is an opportunity for a union to start to take shape. For other twin flames, this is one of those moments where a crack in the door may open. And that crack in the door might just be a hello. It may be a passing of cars, on a street that you both knew, or a chance meet in a bar. But this Gemini new moon is about exploring what's possible here. It's a little bit less about definitive, we are coming together in union, and more about, okay, I'm different, you're different. Let's just see what how the energy is new. What's possible in the exploration of this new energy? And there's also real potential to set some intentions for the kinds of interactions you'd like in the future. Now, I'm always very careful to say this, and I'll say it again here. When intention setting, it is imperative as twin souls, especially given how much power we wield as light workers, that we do not overstep and try to take away someone else's free will, that we allow them to come to us or choose the union at the time that it is right for them when they have done their work, and only they can be the right judge of that. So if you're setting intentions, do so, but do so with, regard for that person's free will by all means, knowing that you would want your sovereignty respected as well. And the union becomes that much sweeter. So on to more of these symbols. At this time, we've got Neptune squaring Jupiter, and this is a tricky one because with a Neptune-Jupiter square, there's an opportunity for a little bit of self-deception because especially with this chart, there's just not a lot of grounding here. We've got tons of energy in retrograde here in Capricorn. So even that retrograde energy is inverted Capricorn energy. The grounding is internal as opposed to external. And then we've got two symbols here in the earth sign of Taurus, but they're not the most stable symbols. Uranus, change and revolution, and Venus, attraction. She moves so quick. She's in a sign for 6 weeks, no more. So this is where it becomes mission critical. As things are in flux in the world and around you, and there's movement in your energetic fields, to do things, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a lot of earth or a lot of fixedness in your chart, to ground yourself. Go to the gym, do yoga, regulate your schedule. Do the things that are going to allow you to stay clear-minded, because this is the energy of both the water and the wind moving everything at lightning speed. So the more you can keep your head about you and your body strong, the easier it's going to be to know what to do as change arises and to know what choices are true choices for you. Because unfortunately, with this Jupiter-Neptune square, we've got Jupiter, optimism, hope, expansion. We've got Jupiter expanding upon Neptunian themes, which have to do with water and inundation and spirituality and flow. And if there's a way in which with this energy we can get carried away with ourselves in any direction. And you really want to make sure that you're grounded so that you can choose the direction instead of the direction being chosen for you. With this Jupiter square Neptune as well, this is also a little bit of the divine masculine, depending upon what the divine masculine is doing. If you're a divine masculine, this is a really deepened, heightened sense of spirituality and truth with almost a little bit of tension, because the world has shown you that certain things are true. Certain things are what you want and of your highest ideals. That's Jupiter here in Sagittarius. You know that there are things you are striving for and you intend to create and you are actively working on. But with Jupiter retrograde, having a conversation with Neptune, there's a little bit of, in the shadow, hopelessness. There's a little bit of, you know what, it's out of my hands. If it's going to be, God's going to do it because I've done everything I knew how to do. And in the light, there's a bit more surrender to divine timing. There's a bit of surrender here to the fact that you've done all that you could do, and now it is up to God in the ethers to take that physical prayer that you've made with your actions and to turn it into a manifestation in your world. So keep that in mind as you're moving through this energy. Jupiter square Neptune creates a tension between our truth and what our heart wants, our emotions and our spirituality. And in the resolution of that truth, which is going on while Jupiter's retrograde and this configuration in Capricorn is moving this year, in the resolution of that truth, experiences arise that show us, this is why I had that experience and why my hands felt tied when it came to manifesting certain things that I wanted. So if things feel a bit up in the air and in flux, it's okay. Don't worry. Resolution is coming. Experiences are coming to clarify it. In particular, we've got experiences coming with the upcoming solar eclipses that are also adding to this flux energy. So I want to speak to those two solar eclipses. I won't speak to them too much. I did quite a bit of them in the general Gemini New Moon, but I'm just going to touch on them because solar eclipses bring things in and lunar eclipses take things out. And at this particular moment, the cycle of solar and lunar eclipses that we've got going on in Cancer Capricorn, and we had at the start of the year with one in Leo, and then the second one we had, I believe it was also in Capricorn. Yes. Leo, yep. Okay. What we're looking at here is a removal of things that take away our sovereignty and our ability to exercise our free will, and an addition of things that are in alignment with that which we're meant to be doing on planet Earth, the divine mission that we have as a twin. And you can be doing that mission whether you are with your twin or separate. Your ability to do your mission work has nothing to do with you having to be in some sort of physical union with your twin. Once the initiation has occurred, you're on the track to doing your mission work. And if you've met your twin, you definitely know what that initiation was like. So this is a moment when clarity about that mission work is starting to come into fruition, especially with these solar eclipses. So I'm going to give you the dates. The first solar eclipse for this year was on January 5th at 15 degrees Capricorn. And the South Node is currently coming to conjunction with that point. With the South Node coming into conjunction, you see that right here, 17 degrees Capricorn. Here's that eclipse point. The South Node is saying, okay, yeah, I gave you the memo. Now I'm going to remove things from your life, karmic things that have been getting in the way of you being able to carry that out. So best to name those things and set up plans, get those things underway now. Because I always prefer it when God taps me on the shoulder rather than hits me with a 2x4. Divine invitation is loads better than divine intervention. Trust me on this one. And the second solar eclipse coming up here that we've got is the solar eclipse. Where did I write that? Yep, July 2nd, 10 degrees Cancer. So let's opposite it out here. This solar eclipse is going to make things that have been happening in the home and the family life more supportive for what we need to be doing in the world of work. We'll catch a little bit of a breath and respite. This is going to bring some changes for some folks, in particular, folks who are Cancers, Capricorns, Aries, and Libra, the cardinal signs, and the water and earth signs. This is going to bring some changes for you as it pertains to home and as it pertains to work. Consider these changes beneficial, even though I'm not sure how they look, changed depending upon who, change can always be a challenge. If we're not prepared for it, if it gets thrust upon us. But this is why it's important to use this Gemini New Moon to start the process of exploring ways to bring things toward those higher ideals, those higher goals that Jupiter is asking us to really dig deeply into at this time. Whether you're divine masculine is with you or not, if you're a divine feminine or divine masculine, whether you're with your divine feminine or not, this retrograde motion of Jupiter is really forcing us to dig within ourselves for our light and to not seek it from the outer world, but to look inside and say, what is nourishing us? What makes us feel like we can be at home in the world and give birth to the work that we know we're here to do? That's Capricorn. So before we go here, I want to show you guys some of the symbols conjunct this new moon in Gemini, because I think they're really special, especially for twin flames. So let's just dig in here, pull these out. So we've got, let's close that up. Inside degrees. So these would be the Sabian symbols for the 12th degree of Gemini. Let's go on back here. I'll link this below so that you can find it. 12 degrees Gemini. Many huge urns filled with wheat. So I'll just read some of this for you. Oh, it always jumps back to Scorpio. So here we are, Gemini. 12th degree. There we go. Outrageous infinities of riches to share. Accessing these outrageous infinities in stages. Always having more than enough and then still having more again. Good fortune. Prosperity outside and in. You bear gifts and talents, treasures and marvels. Multidimensional, simultaneous, celebratory. I really love that, because when you look at Gemini, this is about having many things kind of happening at once. With the energy of this chart is really saying change at home, change at work, change in the friend group, nothing happening in the fixed signs except for more symbols of change. This is really about allowing the changes to occur, happening all at once and simultaneously, and recognizing that we're sitting in between two solar eclipse points. These changes are really for our benefit. This is expanding to meet the need, tapping the universal supply, in touch with the boundlessness of existence. Especially as twins, the capacity to really be able to manifest, to create that which we know we want, to call it forward, to transcend the astrology, to make it not matter, to command the unseen world as God fractals. That's who we are. And this new moon is really tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, I think it's time you started to experiment with this ability to call forward that which you know you want. You are source. Source what you want in your life. Bring it in. All of this comes so naturally and effortlessly to you that the challenge is to value this, to honor this, to realize what is happening. For many, since 2012, the ability to manifest that which you want, either law of attraction style or call it whatever you like, has been getting turned on by degrees and in waves. You may have noticed things like your ability to think of something one week, oh, I need a new lamp. Boom, somebody offers you a new lamp the following week. To think, man, it would be really nice to drive a certain type of car. Boom, somehow that kind of car, you find yourself in the dealership, falls in your lap. This is manifestation getting turned on in a way that allows you to start to step more into the reflection of God that you were made to be. Being this way is so fertile with promise and hope that it can dissipate into schemes, or it can come back to life as the real thing of your being granted the orchestrator, coordinator, mediator gift. Being offered by Spirit whatever you need to open up futures and expand possibilities wherever you go. So what I love about this is what this Gemini new moon is really saying, now that you've really been initiated as a twin, no matter where you are in your twin flame journey, the capacity to step into your divinity and to wield that divinity as a creator of your life is now in your hands. Use it. Work with these energies. create the life and the world that you most want to see. Super hopeful. I really, really love this, especially for twin flames. So now let's take a quick look at the fixed stars that flanked this new moon, right? So we've got two fixed stars, Aldebaran and Cursor. Aldebaran is a fixed star that sits in the sign of Gemini. Let's see, inside the constellation of Taurus. I'll link this as well below. Here we go. Nope, it's, 9 degrees. It's the closest, sitting right in the 12th degree of Gemini. Sits 3 degrees away from Aldebaran and 3 degrees away from Cursor. So we'll have a look at both of those. Here we go. It gives honor, intelligence, eloquence, steadfastness, integrity, popularity, courage, ferocity, a tendency to sedition, a responsible position, public honors, and gain of power and wealth through others. But its benefits seldom prove lasting, and there is also danger of violence and sickness. So here's, again, I don't know how the stars find their way to doing this. And let me go ahead and make sure I am actually sharing this stuff so that you can see it. Share again. Show the desktop. Here we go. Here's that 12th degree of Gemini. And over here, I use Astrology King's deep dives into the fixed stars. I'll link this for you. Then again, here we have this benefit seldom prove long lasting. That's that Jupiter Neptune. When in the shadow, we can put ourselves into delusion in such a way that we lose our footing, and this can devolve very quickly. The energy, the benefit of this can devolve. This is one of the 4 key stars in the heavens, also called the Archangel stars, and the Aldebaran is known to be the Archangel Michael. So if you have a special relationship with Archangel Michael, especially during this new moon as a twin flame, this would be the opportunity to ask God to guide his hand in your life. And ask God to really support Archangel Michael's protection over you, your connection with your twin, and its ability to manifest in the way that it was meant to in this lifetime. So I'll link that so you can read the rest of that. Now let's take a look at Cursor at the 9th degree, the 15th degree. So this is the other flanking of this new moon. This new moon just decided to sit right between these two beautiful fixed stars. So this is the northernlymost star in the constellation of the River, and effectively its source spring. So if you think about the way rivers begin, they start at a spring, at a source, somewhere deep inside of the earth, where pure water springs forth as nourishment. Okay. Let's see. And okay, the name comes from the Arabic for the giant's footstool. It's bright, outshone, set upon, long quest. This can be read as the inspiration to set out upon the long quest to the divine source of that brightness. So, like I said, some twin flames are coming into union, but other twin flames are experiencing a crack in the door at this point in time. They're experiencing an unblocking or removal of things that had previously blocked. So it's really imperative to be super grounded so you can see the truth of the progress that has been made between you and your twin, if you two happen to be in separation. And for you yourself, for your own journey, you are not the same person that you were at the moment of your awakening. And this new moon comes bearing the gift of saying to you, I see you. What is it that you would like to create next? Okay. Cursor is a sign of enthusiasm for the quest, meriting a Jupiter-Mercury smile. Okay. So that is very, very, very exciting. Super great stuff. So I'll link the inside degrees, the details of the Sabian symbols, and Astrology King's website. Shout out to Astrology King. Love his work. If you're not already a follower or a subscriber of his blog, please do. He's very thorough and quite knowledgeable in the way he reads the transits. Definitely somebody I studied for several years before starting my channel to just get a better understanding of the way the planets sit. So, I leave you with this question. What is it you would like to create? Because while all the world is in flux, now is the time to call your shot. Very exciting time. Congratulations to everyone who's been on this journey of growth. Please keep going. We, the collective, are all benefiting from your growth, and we all cheer for you and applaud for you. If you like content like this, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up so that people who need to see this can find their way to it. It's my pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing.